of the matches that they played. They even lost one game to Pain, right? Which I think is a little bit of an upset, but also speaks.
For the team, gotta break them down.
10 seconds remaining.
Pop up.
OG's turn to ban.
You have a better idea about OG, but how does that compare?
One of the things that I kind of noticed was the of Kezu as S4 way that OG has to play. You look at like the most common heroes. Like when I think of S4, the first hero that comes to mind is Buck, and it was one of their most played. The patch leading up to this when they were playing together a lot. For Kezu, his most played hero is Darkseer. Those types of like big team fight heroes as opposed to more elusive style. So I think that it's them to play a different way than they're comfortable with. And this tournament has really just been a project of them trying to adjust to that.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things for me, OG, when they have S4, how well S4 and JRX play together, they're able to kind of link up and make things happen. And I feel like there's a complete connect there between JRX and Kezu. Obviously, they haven't played together all that much. I think Kezu is a much greedier off-lane player overall as well, compared to affecting their playstyle, and it's affecting the draft. So we'll see if they can maybe adjust it a little bit here. It is a best of one. TNC, Danny, you were asking about general playstyle. I mean, they tend to be fairly in your face, but at the same time, they're also picking a lot of fairly late game stuff. They've been the ones hammering the Battle Fury build pretty much every single game. They've got two amazing PL.
5 seconds remaining.
Problem, and they do still scale mid to late. And I feel like the biggest thing about is that they're very good at holding on to them. As soon as they have a 1 or 2K net worth advantage, they're great at playing the map, shoving all the lanes. It's even similar to what EG, I think, if you do, just haven't seen TNC really yet since we've only.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
And I know a lot of the first wait. Standing phase.
It's felt like that sometimes, right? He's just gone all the time. He's constantly Bane.
TNC's turn to pick.
We're on point right now with our pun jokes. I'm loving it. Right? On fire early.
OG grabbing up the.
Yeah, and I think that this speaks to maybe the way that they're going to want to play it too. I mean, Bane could say that it's sort of more of like the laning counter. They want to make sure that they get through that laning stage early. But sometimes that hero does struggle a little bit later into the stages if it's like large team fights. And that's where Rubik and Elder Titan, I feel like, are going to excel. And at the very outset, I really like the OG draft. It feels like it's a nice answer to. I want to see what teams to try and round this out. And the other thing is that in best of ones, like, anything can happen. The last 4 picks here completely win them the game regardless of play almost. So Night Stalker also is so single target focused.
TNC are getting a lot of their comfort heroes. The Bane playing, they really like just pressuring the mid lane as much as they can. Good roaming. Talking about, I like the Rubik here as well. I think it's against the Bane. You're fairly reliably able to steal. It's just sitting there channeling. Even the EC can put pressure on Bane and maybe force it channeling a little. The damage is maybe somewhat lacking between the two. So they're going to have to roam together, I think is the big thing here, as opposed to Night Stalker or the Bane, who I think actually, depending on what cores TNC pick, they might have the potential to just go and roam by themselves and still be able to set up kills. That's a slight concern. But they can still just, they can mitigate that by just picking strong laning matchups.
Well, the other thing is it could be ran that a couple of days ago on Sam H, and it was the best part of their lineup. Granted, that left them with a position 3 Night Stalker, which we've seen has just been pretty garbage throughout this tournament. But that is a good point to bring up, because this is a hero that's known for that 4-minute mark. I think that maybe you the early like 1 or 2 heroes around that nighttime phase. That's when they try and stick together a little bit more. I think that OG, though, the nice part about Night Stalker is that they know what those timings are where you can play around that.
I'd like to see TNC picking up some heroes to maybe equate the Night Stalker vision.
TNC's turn to ban.
Out of the pool. What have we got? Bat Rider, an obvious sort of partner with the Night Stalker, getting banned out by OG. Yeah, even the Tinker to a certain extent, right? Tinker with any Vision Hero. We've seen it with Bounty Hunter. We even seen Clockwork, for example. Just anything that can give you
10
spamming the
seconds
rocket.
remaining.
Insanely annoying. I like these bans.
5 seconds remaining.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
enjoyed that match. Enough, he's also very popular.
I think the Lycan is a really interesting one to mention because it is actually so good both with and against the Night Stalker because of double value on Howl during nighttime. We saw it in the past when Lycan was really trending with kind of the Armlet Mask of Madness build, very single target focused, but against NS. And it could be something that we see pick, but if OG might have to take, do get that Terrorblade banned out, which is interesting because hero that both teams actually love a lot, right? Both
10 seconds remaining.
I honestly feel like I would rather see it on Resolution than I would rather see it on
5
Raven.
seconds
Just play
remaining.
style wise. I feel like I like Raven more on those like heavy farmers carry
TNC's turn
that to make stuff happen. And yeah, OG are going to take it like you were talking about.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
it's double.
Pressure him in lane. He
10
fairly
seconds
susceptible.
remaining.
Tri lane is
5
that
seconds
crazy
remaining.
strong. That's one way to pressure on.
OG's
Also see
turn to
like
pick.
maybe a Brewmaster could be solid,
I was
but
thinking
TNC just gonna pick up a tide. It's a bit of a lane bully, and I like the Anchor Smash
think I
against
should
all the
reconnect.
summons, Ravage for helping control.
Right, which I like more. I like that a heck of a lot more than what we saw yesterday. And
10
it's a hero that we've also
seconds
seen be able to like not totally carry, but semi-carry. When Sumail played
Yeah.
it the other
5
day,
seconds
it was
remaining.
really impressive and got a chance to take down a lot of those summons. But, well, I guess maybe not so much in the laning stage. I would be really surprised if Rezo ended up for any type of Wolves at
Yeah,
this point.
no, it'd be- I mean, the popular build has still been Dominator Necrobook,
Yeah.
so he's still gonna have them. I think the one thing, especially talking about the differences roster and their regular roster, is it feels like Resolution has to carry for hard on this current incarnation. Matt has been playing kind of more semi-carry oriented.
He played
heroes.
Earthshaker mid the other day,
Yeah,
too?
he played Shaker mid the other day. He played it in the show match as
Yeah,
well.
that was a good one.
He played some Dragon Knight. That was in the safe lane, but also still kind of that more semi-carry, tempo-esque sort of hero. And I think that puts a lot of pressure on. They even tried to pick him Medusa one game. I think they were just saying, they also picked him a Terrorblade, and it was just, Rezo, we need you to farm up. We need you to be what Arteezy has been for EG at this tournament, where he's just been off in the jungle, doing his own thing for 20 minutes, coming out, having a huge impact on the game, but
TNC's turn to pick.
haven't been able to make that space and keep their lanes under control.
In representing Galaxy battles, but Eidolons. I know
Yeah.
that some
10 seconds
That battle-
remaining. 5 seconds
You can
remaining.
make it as close as you.
Because of the
Like,
armor.
the louder I am,
reductions,
the happier I
yeah,
am.
It definitely could be good. I guess the thing though is like they already have some answers for it. They don't have great answers out of the and things like that, and maybe that's where OG is trying to take advantage. I also feel like the other nice part about this is Howl is just going to get so much value this game.
Yeah.
You pop that, you start hitting towers, they're going to drop like a fly. It's really solid. Keizu, it's one of his most heroes. I think that they're get a little bit earlier where effective in the game. This is better because you have other ways to start the fight. You don't have to start the fight with Black Hole here.
It's really interesting because it feels like it's not even necessarily a game where sometimes there are Enigma games where it's just a free win because the enemy team has absolutely no way to cancel a BKB Black Hole, and so you have this off-lane hero that can actually completely win you the game all by himself in the right situation. Exactly.
Right.
So there's the Fiend script to cancel, and I feel like Lyrical is saying it's more about the Eidolons and it's more about the push game than it is about the having the big black hole to be able to game. It is potentially quite useful against the Tidehunter, right? You can't crack and shell off black holes. Some kind of an opportunity down, and I like that OG have added some more AoE teamfight to the lineup, but TNC gonna fire right back with some more fight of their own. Pick up this puck.
Puck. Classic. We've seen it a billion times.
It's the best, right? I feel like the CA players are disproportionately good at puck. Right?
I think everybody would be able to have the puck. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch that one. That being said, again, you got the black hole on top of him. I feel like I've seen somebody phase shift out of Chronosphere before. Can you phase shift to get away from black hole?
Off the top of my head, I don't think you can.
Okay.
But
that's one of those spells that just doesn't make sense at all. But
Unless
it works.
you just like
right.
don't cancel.
Right.
Yeah, you can dodge a bunch of it. Whether you can actually come out of the phase shift and blink away is the.
Now.
TNC's turn to ban. TNC's turn to pick.
Right. Yeah, I think it's quite good against the two OG supports. But no, just a Troll Warlord. Okay.
Well, technically he has axes. We're semi,
Yeah, there
right?
you go.
But
Well,
Troll Warlord though in the lineup, how does TNC lineup work around this?
Anchor, or well, Tidehunter at level 25, he gets the 250 damage. That's synergy right there.
Well, he just he throws the anchor. He doesn't hold on to it anymore.
I think that it's strong timing that BKB comes out. You still have to worry about the black hole, but I like this more because it tells me that TNC want to put more emphasis on Raven this game, and I think that's where they really shine. Let Cuckoo do his own thing.
Yeah. I like the Whirling Axes against the Lycan with all the summons, and I think Troll Warlord is going to be able to give them some early Roshans in this game, and if they can get to the point where they get a Refresher Shard on the Tidehunter, I think that's going to make the game insanely difficult.
Last pick Monkey King. Best of one or die right now.
I really like the Monkey King. I think I need to take OG. Yeah, I think I'm going with OG.
All right, I'm going with TNC. Yeah.
Phoenix Army, we're going to red here.
All right.
All right, we're going to throw over to our casters right now. B-Cop and Tsunami, take it away for this best of one. Oh, actually, hold on a second. Before we pass it to the casters, I want to hear the crowd. Who's cheering for the Phoenix Army? That's what I like to hear. Now, who's cheering for OG?
A little bit less exuberant.
That was a bit underwhelming. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well, it does seem like I was going for the Phoenix Army today. Discouraging?
No, definitely not.
They can't hear it. They're in the booth. They're consummate professionals. They'll be fine.
Absolutely.
When Kezu falls behind, he's a really greedy player. He needs quite a bit of time to catch back up, and that's where the whole game can just scary in the best. Yeah. Do have pretty good high ground defense. As a back to like the pretty scary moving into the lake.
Yeah, you don't want to walk up there, up that hill. That'd be terrifying. And Monkey King, kind of like a little bit of a wrench thrown in everything as well. I guess the reason I was getting so hyped up about that pick is because it feels like they've got so many different ways to start the fight and like create chaos before they end up jumping in at the end with a black hole. Like, Boundless Strike is an incredibly effective spell to just start that all off.
The benefit to OG is that they're not one-hit wonder like TNC right now. TNC, they're putting all of their money into. Yeah, maybe Cuckoo can pull off some really. He's not going to effectively be able. Have the Monkey King shut down, have the Lycan. If the Lycan gets shut down, you get the Monkey. If they both get shut down, then that's a different story altogether. But overall, OG, do you feel like they would have the better late game? Or could outplay?
I think that they could. There's like a bunch of weird timings here. I think the BKB for one on Raven is going to be a really strong timing where they can sort of outplay them in that moment. But it's also so dependent and predicated upon what your vision is. And there's that weird dynamic that exists here where you've got wolves versus night stalkers.
And the Monkey King and Tree.
Right, exactly. So it's like, who's really going to have the vision advantage? It does really come down to play a lot more so than, I think, just an inherent draft win.
Interesting, because I don't even know if Raven really wants to buy BKB this game.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
If he could get away with it, I think he would prefer not to. I mean, there is the ETLT, there is a Rubik Lift. But beyond that, it's a lot of physical damage on OG between their two cores. I guess maybe the Boundless Strike as well from the wing. But this is probably one of those games where Raven ideally just wants to tank up, get your SNY Scotty kind of a deal on the Troll Warlord, just be able to do a ton of damage.
And for diehard TNC fans in the crowd, love it. Love these things when people bring science, everything interesting.
Oh, definitely, yeah. The crowd starting to fill in as well. Very early here on this. Is it Sunday? I don't know what day it is.
Yes.
Okay. I have no idea. You come to these events, I'm 16 hours
He's
off
jet
my time
lagged.
zone.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he doesn't know where he is anymore.
Really jet lagged from what, the 19th century?
Apparently, I don't know. It's a problem. What can I say? But yeah, it's really cool because I mean the thing that's nuts about this place is it's so big that you get the a massive amount of sound and the acoustics coming in. It's awesome.
Just echoes, it echoes back. You get like this. You could have the tiny crowd of people, and then suddenly it just sounds like you have a full stadium full of people.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine what this place would sound like if it was.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty nuts. I think that the other thing is for the teams, maybe that ends up being a problem if it gets too loud because start to hear a little bit of extra noise, extra activities. That's always a worry.
Yeah, that's true. Gotta make Roshan be quiet.
Yeah.
Try and avoid any noise around the smokes. Can't afford to give the teams.
The Costa's standing next to the booth. Cost, who are you cheering for? TNC or OG? TNC.
TNC,
Okay.
of course. Can't go
TNC.
against the crowd.
What a guy.
All right. Okay, so we actually had two for TNC and one for OG.
I'm getting outnumbered here, man. What's going on?
Are you getting nervous? I get ganked, dude.
I know, that's true. I'm getting owned.
You might look really smart, lyrical, but at the expense of the crowd maybe not liking you so much.
We got security here, man. We're okay. We're fine. We're under control. No, it's true. I do really have to say that the more that I'm looking at the TNC draft, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about it. It's definitely going to be predicated upon how much how these lanes work out. Is there any lane that anybody needs to desperately avoid?
There we go. Actually, I feel like they do need to try and. I think OG just needs to stay away from the TNC safe lane if possible. I don't think they can really do too much down there. Troll Warlord isn't as good as say something like a Sven or a Wraith King in terms of setting up kills, but the Whirling Axes is still troublesome. Like if Kezu was just standing there in the lane and doesn't see either of the two supports, there's still the risk that he could just get slowed down and then 1, 4 through 7 and Sims come running out of the trees and he just straight up dies. So I think as much as he possibly can, Kezu actually needs just finding farm in the jungle and making sure that he's getting his levels at the very least.
Jungle Enigma's back? Is that what you're telling me?
I think he's going to be forced into it. It's not necessarily by choice.
Okay.
And that's, to me, is the biggest thing this game is. I feel like it's very difficult for OG to completely shut down the tide, though they do have shut down the
Okay, thank you very much, Base Dip. Thank you very much, Lyrical. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. This best of one between TNC versus OG. We're going to throw it over to Tsunami and B-Cup. Take it away.
All right, guys, here we are for the first best of one elimination game of the day. I'm B-Cup, joined here by Tsunami. We're ready for this first best of one. TNC versus OG. It's got some history to it. We're getting into this best of one. We'll see anything happen. What are your thoughts right now, Tsunami?
It's got history. Poor guys over there, they were filling for a pause, but I think I'm in a mood to tell a story. You guys want to hear a story?
I'm down for a story.
You guys want to hear a story? All right, story. It was just about a year and a half ago that I believe John Patrick Lowry announced one of the watershed moments in Southeast Asian Dota history called like OG versus TNC Game 2. That was at TI6. Now, I was at TI6 and I was just going there as a spectator. I had no horse in the race, but that day I just so happened to be sitting behind the Filipino casters. And that means that I was sitting in the Filipino contingent. The moment that they picked Huskar, for the next 60 minutes, a group of 30 to 50 Filipino people drowned out the entire key arena. And if they can do that in Seattle, then I better hear the Phoenix Army go crazy for their boys here in Manila.
Not maybe the reception you were hoping for, but we'll hear them once they get first blood or a couple of kills here for the side of TNC. You can feel the home crowd behind them, but definitely at moments during the panel. So I'm excited to hear them once again once we get really into this game. But we'll take a look. What do you think about these lineups so far? It was predictions 2-1 in favor of TNC on the panel. So what are your thoughts in terms of the draft between both these sides?
Yeah, the two key heroes were noted out by the panel. Cuckoo's Puck.
Yeah, they come over towards Sam H. The resolution comes over with Jerax. They start to hit away, but they've also got the Echo Stomp. So he slept up for just a moment. Fly coming in. They've got him surrounded on the side of OG. Sam H, but this tanky Tidehunter not able to be taken out just yet. On the back lines, Cuckoo is here just trading hot shots with Mad for the moment being. And it's looking like it's just a fight that's going to end up with no kills on either side.
Cuckoo picks up a bounty run of his own, and he's the hero that I'm most excited to see. Cuckoo has a history of performing beyond expectations on Puck, but on the side of OG, I agree with the panel. It's going to be all on Kezu. If Kezu is able to successfully not only find farm, but not get black holes canceled by the numerous sources of disabled that they have on TNC, Kezu's going to have to play out of his mind this game if they want to come out during the best of one.
Yeah, what kind of start is he going to need against Raven? I think he has the better advantage here in this bottom lane.
In the laning situation, it should be relatively even. Right now, Troll Warlord doesn't have the best means to Eidolons. Thing is that if Kezu decides to take advantage of that, then someone from TNC can easily 3-7 Spain. Right now, starting out with Enfeeble in the mid lane. OG have not really given a mid lane right yet. It's like everyone's heading to the top lane for OG.
It's also odd to see Sam H on a Tidehunter over mid as well. They've got 1-4-3-7, they've got the Bane, they've got the Enfeeble ready to go. That's a lane winning ability when you're trying to get that early. So how do you feel where he's got to go?
Is this the what you know? The offlane heroes to the mid lane. We got ET and Tidehunter duking it out. What even is the offlane anymore? There is no such thing. You just
almost non-existent
heroes, yeah.
See 1-4-3-7 continuing to chase resolution, who's finally made it over to the mid lane, so it's no longer Jerax's lane, but Jerax, he got level 2 out of that, so he's got the Astral Spirit as well as the Echo Stomp, so that might have been what they were looking for, just to have that early lockdown.
They got him a level. Resolution didn't have to spend the TP scroll to end up in the mid lane, and I think this is the matchup that Cuckoo was looking for. He wants to be laning against the Monkey King. It doesn't really matter if it's a 2v1 situation. If Jerax wants to stick around with his Elder Titan, that's fine, because 1-4-3-7 is fully aware as well that Jerax is stomping around over here.
And so he looks for the Echo Stomp that's going to sweep up Cuckoo. Not looking at chase just yet, as now Mad's over here in the mid. So you've got the Lycan switching spots with this Monkey King that continue to just play musical lanes, which is always okay. And then you've got Cuckoo just trading shots with Jerax at the moment. The Enfeeble comes out onto the Elder Titan. They continue to trade blows. There's the fade shot coming in from Fly, but the chase is on from Cuckoo 1-4-3-7. They won't be able to catch up as the haste is there for Jerax. He's able to make enough space for himself.
Cuckoo's constantly trying to follow the Monkey King around. He was TPing the top lane, but the TP channel took longer than expected because already other heroes are TPing the top lane. But he walks up, and he's just gonna make Resolution's life very miserable.
So now they head up top, continuing to just make Resolution's life a living hell at the moment. They've got Cuckoo here with Timsy, Feeble out. It's just, where does Resolution really go to find a nice open lane? He's second on the CS, but it just doesn't seem like it's gonna be an easy time.
It's gonna be dependent on the rest of OG's lanes kind of causing attention elsewhere. The problem is that, Mad can't really threaten the Tidehunter in this mid lane. Kazu, he can't really threaten a Troll Warlord in the bot lane, so no one has anything better to do than stick around top 6 heroes.
So Fable comes in, and now they've got the Echo Stomp. It's not going to hit because the Nightmare comes through onto the Elder Titan, so they keep Cuckoo alive. But this is aggression from trialing on both sides then. See who comes out with the benefactor of both sides going with the aggressive plays. They actually look over at Jarex, they continue to throw the Void out. Now they might be looking for an Echo Stomp again. They've got Resolution moving it on to Cuckoo, but still, again, just continue to throw that Astral Spirit out, give that extra damage to Jarex. It hits for only 30 harder at the moment, but still, in for 87 with that giant stapler. It's not anything to joke around about.
No, things are gentle for right now. You just wait. 40 seconds from now, it's going to be nighttime. That means Night Stalker is going to be a little bit more effective. He has 1 point in Hunter of the Night, so it's nothing that special, but Howl is going to come offline. He's going to sweep lands on puck.
Yeah, they get the sweep onto the puck. They continue on forward. There's the telekinesis. Could be first blood for OG with the waiting wave. Hits on 3. They've got the silence coming through, but it's not enough. Jarex is going to get first blood for the side of OG, and they finally are successful with the aggression they're pushing on forward on the top lane.
Cuckoo had phase shift available, but he was mainly waiting for the downless strike. Instead, ET with that enormous amount of staple gun damage got the first hit.
Double damage.
One for the duration of the laning stage.
Nah, everyone's got eyes on the top lane, or rather, everyone's got eyes on Resolution's lane. TNC is not going to go anywhere unless Resolution decides to go swap somewhere else, and OG can't go anywhere because they got to protect this Monkey King.
And so right away they send Jarex over here. They are looking for the Echo Stomp again, this time to land onto Tim's, but his nighttime, he's able to make his way off and out of the lane, and Cuckoo just sitting here only level 3 for the moment. For that Astral Spirit on him, and now Jarex might have been found out as Tim's comes over with 1-4-3-7 to chase Saba. There's the Fable coming in for Fly. Telekinesis through onto the Bane, throws him up, throws him down, but with no resolution here, doesn't look like it's going to be a kill for OG just yet.
It's not going to be a kill, and they may have to move around. Raven has zoned the hell out of Kazu in between the tier 1 and tier 2 in the bot lane. This is what the off lane is supposed to do, is steal the wave, but Raven is like, no one's punishing me for this. Might as well just interrupt his farm, make sure that Enigma isn't able to feel comfortable rotating.
Over top, they've got the telekinesis as well as the Fable. They land the Echo Stomp, but there's the Illusory Orb, but they're not able to chase the moment. The Fable comes through as well as the Boundless Strike that lands on Cuckoo. The chase is on. 1-4-3-7 gets the Nightmare onto this Elder Time. The chase, just not enough. Again, Cuckoo, early on that puck's able to be slippy and just get out of harm's way.
Clutch silence coming out. Cuckoo casting that Waning Rift, interrupted Resolution's Boundless Strike casting. If they were able to land that stun while Cuckoo was, right next to all the other heroes, they would have been able to get that kill.
Continuing to throw that Boundless Strike on and Cuckoo. Resolution, Fly, as well as Jarex are all up here. They just continue to try and throw the aggression out over top. Trying to land an Echo Stomp, land it with the telekinesis, and if Resolution can get a little bit more fun, continue to push onto the side of TNC.
So surprisingly enough, despite having this tri-lane, Matt has actually opted to get Wolves early on. He's gone for a 2-1-2 build. He now has Howl, but that's just a level 1 Howl. And I guess part of the reason is you're up against a Tidehunter. The thing is that your Wolves are not very tanky against physical damage. And Matt is really getting bullied kind of hard in this thing. Like, he's getting last hits, sure. But a Tidehunter who feels very strong will start moving around. And he's a great target to take on a Monkey King in that top lane.
Ooh, over top, they're gonna maybe look for the Echo Stomp. They actually don't throw it off just yet. Resolution trying to get in the jungle. There's the point, but the Boundless Strike comes out on Tim's. They've got the Echo Stomp, that lands on 2, and now the telekinesis holds up 1-4-3-7. TNC with the aggression over top. They almost find Resolution, but it's nice saves from the supports again, which is something we're seeing time and time again in this lane.
Boundless Strike has gotten interrupted so many times. That time by the Void. There's no points in crippling here on Tim's yet, but no one on TNC is interested in lightening up the aggression.
They look for the Boundless Strike again, and just getting out right now is Cuckoo with the Illusory Orb, able to make it away again.
This is such a tricky way. Cuckoo has to be so careful how he skills up puck this game. Space shift is invaluable because you can dodge the Echo Stomp, you can dodge the Boundless Strike, but you need the Illusory Orb because, if you want to go aggressive, you get more damage. you get a lower cooldown on Illusory Orb. Then Waning Rift, if he gets dragged in by telekinesis, he's be able to silence everyone. Now the Resolution again getting moved in on.
Yeah, they're going to move in. They've got these people out as well as coming through the balance strike. Hits onto the Nightmare, comes out onto this Ruben. They continue to chase. They're looking for the Echo Stop. Is it going to be in time? No, it will not be. And Resolution goes down to Tims.
Mid lane, Mad gets ravaged as well. Raven with a rotation. They pick off the mid lane Lightning.
2 kills right there for TNC. Getting really good up 1,000 net worth. They were able to hold off the aggression, actually use the aggression on their own to get a kill over top, and then they get one over mid. They got the Echo Stop landing on 2, but OG, it might be their time to get a couple of kills here. Tims comes over, Sandage getting quite low. Tims with the void out on Resolution, just continue to push him back. But there's the telekinesis. They lift him up, throwing in between all 3 of these heroes. For right now, Raven is into the fray, hitting off Fly, but it's not enough at the moment. They're looking for the Echo Stop again. Tims able to back it up and split the seams into where he's going to be stunned up, sleeved up, and Tims low drops to the side of OG with Jerax. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it away with the Nightmare coming through onto this Viking. It chases out from Raven. One more shot, gets the kill, and they will trade.
ET for a Night Stalker, but the thing is that TNC, they didn't have Ravage up, so being able to take a successful team fight like that without such a major ultimate is a huge bonus for them. And they're slowly building up a lead, but there's still plenty of time to go because the whole time Kezu, quietly with his black hole, he didn't see it necessary to go on to that mid lane. Didn't have a TP scroll, so maybe he wanted to, but whatever the case, at least he got some time to farm by himself while Troll Warlord getting kills in the mid lane.
Resolution over mid for just a moment. He's been getting bullied heavily. He's 0-1 and 2, but it just seems like his laning stage is not what OG would have wanted.
No, now we got to smoke up on the bot lane. Night Stalker cancels it. Jerax might be in trouble.
Yeah, they look for the Echo Stop again, but he's silenced over the crippling fear. Fly coming over as well as Raven. There's the telekinesis to lift up Raven, making a little bit of space for him at the time being, but not enough just yet. Able to walk away.
Yeah, Raven, I don't know if he wasn't quite sure if Tims had crippling fear or not, but he was running away from the Echo Stop. It seemed like Tims knew the whole time that he was going to be able to cancel it, but smoke rotation fails. First one from OG.
So far, a little bit of a lead for TNC. Is this, does this really hamper the game plan for OG being down early, or can they really work with this?
So the downside of Monkey King getting so hammered early on is that at least Enigma didn't get as hassled. The panel did mention that like, man, this Enigma's like really struggled to find farm and stuff like that. TNC went in a different direction. They're like, let him get his black hole off. We got Fiend's Grip, we got Crippling Fear, we got Waning Rift, we got Bashes. Maybe if you can get behind him, and we got Ravage. There are a lot of things that we can do to disable that black hole before he gets a BKB. So instead, let's go bully the Monkey King. Let's go bully the Lycan.
Send Cuckoo and Tims over here. Mid level 7, so they do have that lockdown with the Dream. But you take a look at Kezu's headball 9 and
top lane.
Going for that. Might take a look over top. Sammy gets bullied by Jerax as well as Resolution. They continue to move on board. He's going to use that Ravage on his field. Looks for the kill. Resolution, however, he has that headset. Resolution going through. They've got the Echo Stop. They'll get the kill on the Stampede. And they're able to kill him off. And they tie it up at 3.
Oh man, Night Stalker had a TP scroll, Puck had a TP scroll, Bane had a TP scroll. Everyone's like, now you got this. Ravage, 1v2, I have faith. And he almost did get it, but instead TNC decided to push the mid-tier 1. And in terms of map control, obviously that's invaluable against this team. We talked over and over again about vision, and right now, bot lane, they don't have vision of Raven yet as he eats his way out of this.
Or they're trying to come on over. They've got Sun for right now. Continuing on forward is going to be Man, but now the Nightmare comes through from 1437. He might be the victim in this. They've got the Tide Hunter coming over, but he doesn't have Ravage to play with. There's Fable onto 1437 as well as Fable on a Man. They'll still be able to get this kill. It ends up being one from the side of OG at the moment. They look for more onto the side of TNC, but I don't know if they're going to have enough with Raven here as well as Tims. They've got the Foot Soul Man. Continuing chase. There it comes. But Kezu, he's coming in. They got to be very careful. Black Hole's available. They might be able to drop it, but they just don't find the position just yet. Here comes Jerax coming through as well. Sammy, they've got the Earth Splitter. That's going to split the season inside TNC. They continue to chase it. Now the sun comes out on Tims. 3 heroes back here for the side of OG in action for, and they will take out this Night Stalker.
That was beautifully played by Sam H's Tide Hunter. As soon as he saw that Lycan was on the left side and Kezu was ever so slowly, menacingly walking forward, he was like, I can't let this dude get his black hole off. You don't want to solo with black hole a Tide Hunter, you want to get something more. Sam H went to the right side of the fight. The Troll went to go kill the Lycan on the left side of the fight, and ultimately the silence made sure that Kezu could not get a black hole off, but Sam H is a little vulnerable in the spot lane, and he has his TP down for another 20 seconds.
The threat of the black hole that really Still rough for the side of TNC. And they've got the Midnight Pulse coming through. 3 heroes here for the side of OG. Gonna try and go in onto Sam H, looking for that Echo Stomp. They'll sweep him up for just a moment, but the follow-up doesn't seem to be there right now. They're not looking to go in onto this Tide Hunter.
Right now, OG don't have the best vision. Don't really know where the rest of the team are, and it's not really worth spending so much Tide Hunter in. Gonna have Ravage up in 15 seconds. Hopefully they're keeping their eyes on his cooldown because Sam H has the HE trigger finger.
For bottom, they still look for Sam H again. There's the black hole coming out from this Enigma Ketsu, though, to get the kill. And they will finally finish him off, but they're looking for more. They might be able to find 1437, just able to TP out in time. Talking about backstage, it's going for Battle Fury.
Of course. Why not?
Battle Fury, every hero seems to be what it's going to be, and now Kezo getting locked in. Tims, they've got the telekinesis coming through on Raven, as well as the Dream Core coming out from Cuckoo. They lock in only Fly, they look for Kezo, he doesn't have that black hole to work with. There's 3 heroes here. Would have been a nice time to have that black hole, but he's going to end up dropping there. Pick up Fly as well. In comes Man to trade with the Raven, and now they're going to continue to chase on to Tims. They've got Resolution coming through as well as the Primal Spring onto Tims. The Balance Strike charged up, but it's a little bit too late. It's bad, he's already gotten the kill. It's a double kill for this Lycan.
For a team with so many team fight ultimates, you'd think that TNC would be willing to group up as 5 more, but they're just being like, yeah, Sam H, you go Ravage in one lane, we'll go gank in another lane, and that exchange ends up coming out in favor of OG, assuming that Mad doesn't go down here.
Yeah, Mad getting chased up by Cuckoo as well as Sam H. They're threatening with the Echo Stomp. They're not actually going to use it just yet. He's able to use her out, go in deep onto this Lycan.
A lot of movement. No one seems interested in farming up any items, like, no one's like, I gotta get my blink tech, my trump. Fight. As soon as my spell's off cooldown, I want to use it.
This Battle Fury, what do you think the item progression is come a little bit later for this Troll World?
I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if he uses mainly focused on. No one else is a real physical damage dealer, and Sam H has gotten so much freaking farm this game. He's got a Helm of the Dominator completed that with Gush's armor reduction, Raven can do a ton of damage. So Battle Fury is a damage item in and of itself. It's now Fiend's Grip on the top.
Fiend's Grip comes out onto this Lycan, but the Echo Stomp is going to slow them down for right now. They've also got the Earth Splitter coming out on 2 of these heroes, though. Telekinesis as well as the Fable. Resolution comes in and grab that counter. Raven, the chase is on. Sam H in a little bit of trouble. There's the Midnight Pulse laid out on the ground. 5 heroes coming here for OG. A couple more shots will do it. He's just trying to run away with that taunt. The Fable comes out, and Fly will clean him up. They also look for 1437. The Echo Stomp's going to land onto this Bane, but they aren't going to chase under the tier 1.
Movement from OG feels like the movement that teams should be doing. Like, they're moving around as 4 and 5. Meanwhile, the team that doesn't have the Lycan is the one that's split pushing at the time. They send 3 heroes in one lane, they send 1 hero in the mid lane, they send 1 hero in the bot lane. I haven't seen TNC group up as 5 a single time yet, and I feel like with these team fight ultimates, these kinds of ways to stop a black hole, keep a Monkey King in check, silence the Elder Titan, you shouldn't really have this much trouble getting a full-on team fight. Maybe they're just waiting for these items, and now he is approaching Blink Dagger territory just 2 away.
Actually looking over mid, Fly and Mad just continue to push the for now. Raven looking to defend. He's got a couple heroes back up towards the shrine area with Tims as well as maybe to defend and try and get a couple of kills. They've also got coming over.
Defense going on, but it's daytime, so both teams are a little less weak.
Telekinesis comes down onto Tim. The chase is on for Man, who's used that ulti to try and go through. He's behind this tier 1, behind this tier 2, continuing going down the Night Stalker. Doesn't actually get the kill, and now he's left under the tier 2 tower. They've got the Dream Coil. He's also silenced up by the waiting ring. They continue to move up over the side of TNC. Don't find anything just yet, and ending up dropping will be 1437 to Pulse.
Hyde has Ravage, but he does not have a Blink Dagger. He still has this Helm of the Dominator, so OG are recognizing that. They're like, I can afford to play kind of risky. Like earlier you saw that they were kind of scared of going in on Sam H. The threat of the Ravage is the most... As long as they can confirm where the Titan Hunter is and isn't, what items he has, namely not a Blink Dagger, then OG feel very safe. Now in the top lane, going in on this Monkey King, they cut down his tree, and they get the kill.
Raven drops Resolution, and he's sitting top of the net worth right now, just above Mad. Something I was looking at over on the Tide Hunter, he picked up the Helm of the Dominator as the team's getting slept up. How do you feel about that pickup for this time?
It almost feels like reminiscent of... I don't think Sumail ended up going Helm of the Dominator, but I think maybe Tide Hunter is just... Offlane here still makes sense to me anymore. I don't know what to make of it all. I don't know, maybe you're supposed to build Battle Fury on it. What the hell do I know?
exactly where they have vision. They take out the side of TNC, but they still have these two nice wards here over here in the jungle. And finally, that Battle Fury is Raven. Blind.
The push capabilities are pretty strong now for team. Obviously, their team fight is still lacking because it's not team fight items like Battle Fury. It's not a team fight item. Great if you can land a good Ravage or a good Dream Foil, but it's mainly a farming item. Helm of the Dominator, it's kind of a pushing item, it's kind of a farming item, but again, it's not a team fight item. So TNC feel confident that like if they stall out, at no point, this just tells me that they're not scared of Kezu at all. Because I guess they have faith in like Fiend's Grip. Kezu recognizes that you're not scared of him. He goes for the Midas, and he's going to be most likely working to a BKB right after. And once you get that point, then really your only safe bet is Fiend's Grip.
With Kezu here at level 13, as well as Mad moving in onto level 4. Also, Battle Fury finished off on Monkey King. It just seems like they could be pushing towards getting themselves a nice lead, and they also have push capabilities that I don't know if TNC are ready.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, but it's gonna get cancelled.
Got the Dream Core coming on two. Cuckoo continuing to go in. They've got the stun coming through by this Mud Golem. Ooh, I don't think he's going to make it out with the Echo Slam coming out, as well as the kill from the three other heroes coming through. Kezu kills off Cuckoo, and they've taken him out over bottom. Don't have this puck to be able to farm. They don't have it for 45 seconds, and like I was just saying, they have the push to go through these tier. They actually look over at Sam H past the tier 2. The swoop does hit. They're continuing to move up forward with the Earth Splitter coming out. There's the Babel, there's the Earth Splitter, but it's just not enough just yet. She got on the back lines coming through 1437, and it's OG all around this pain, and he is in no man's land getting taken out.
Movement from TNC is so weird to me. Like, you have such superior team fight, but Cuckoo's going in first to cut a creep wave, which you don't really need to cut a creep wave if you have Tidehunter Ravage on deck. So why are they so afraid of using the Ravage? And Bane goes in, tries to Fiend's Grip off the Enigma, but there's no follow-up. Right now, Tidehunter is getting slept up and followed by the rest of OG. I don't really know why they're not going for just letting Tidehunter stay in the front of a fight. TNC just stick behind Sam H and let Sam H deal with everything, because he's farmed.
The game plan is right now for TNC. Down 4,000 net worth. It's really bad for them. It just doesn't seem like it's going to get any better without them really slowing down the pace of the game that OG brings to the face.
Well, hopefully this smoke. Sam H is not smoked up, and a Lycan Wolf is following him around, so they don't know where he's. Other heroes are taking point. It is nighttime right now, so if Kezu ends up fumbling into vision, but he's going to pops, but Tim's not able to success. Now, hopefully they just keep moving them. Still have Ravage, you have Battle Trance. Try to take a tier 1 tower. But they smoke up again.
They have so much to control the side of OG. What's really deterring? What do you think is the biggest factor in them not going in right now?
It's most likely Troll Warlord. They're for some reason apprehensive about Troll Warlord. But like that was their last pick. You could have picked a different pair. You could fight Ultimates. But right now Troll Warlord, he completed his battle fairly recently. He's working his way towards the Sange and Yasha. The thing is that Monkey King is keeping the pace with him. Monkey King had a way harder lane than Raven did. Now Roche is going.
OG, they're in here to try and go for Roche. Tibbs is going to spot this, so I don't know if TNC, they just seem so reluctant to go in. But it looks like they're looking to fight. They might wrap around and look for stop this Roshan attempt from the side of OG. Khan's command set up. Resolution looking to drop that in a good spot to keep the side of TNC away. Now you've got this Astro Spirit just pushing into the side of TNC, knowing that they have vision.
Matt is still sitting on his Necrobook 3, down his tracks. There's no rush to take this push. All they're doing right now is wasting time, but Raven wisely is farming off on the side. TP scroll's actually down right now, but like OG are actually going to objective that they were trying to complete, that they're looking for.
Tower is under attack.
They can pick off a couple of these heroes. They should be able to finish off Roshan no problem. They were almost able to cut off TNC coming back towards their own base. Actually find the sweep here on 1437, but no follow-up. They'll just continue to deter TNC from coming in and push over on this tier 2.
That's a free tower. Hopefully they can get Lycan. But they don't. And into the Roche pit. I mean, no cooldowns have been expended at all by OG. They didn't even have to use the Necrobook 3 for that, so that's basically a free tier 2. so much apprehension, and hopefully it pays off in the end. You know, patience is a virtue and whatnot. It's just that Troll Warlord is not going to be able to significantly outcarry both the Lycan and the Monkey King. And he's the only physical damage dealing core for TNC. Whereas OG, they have multiple ways of winning this game. Like you can split push with Lycan, you can get a huge black hole. Stay in Wukong command as Resolution. He's a damn good farmer, and he's recovering admirably in this game. Now, still 5th net worth, but he was in a much worse position a few minutes ago. Now they're going to finish off where they started.
So they were able to take out Tim's, get that Night Stalker kill, break it down for 20 seconds. That's enough for OG to want to go in onto this Roshan. They take it out pretty quickly, considering it's only 23 minutes in, and TNC coming nowhere near the pit. They don't even want to try and test this at all.
Yeah, they didn't have Jarek's medallion there, and they still took. They spent the Necrobook free, but I mean, OG don't seem to care about having to spend cooldowns or not getting punished for anything. Now, there are only 2 outer towers remaining for TNC, and they're both in the top lane. I don't think they're going to defend the tier 1, and OG are probably going to be moving there very soon.
Now with the Aegis, you think it's a moment for them to just sit back and farm, actually over bottom. The Street Ball comes out on the Jarex. They try to get the Wayne Rift as well as the damage. The TV's going to be stopped. They continue on forward. They don't get the kill just yet as the sun comes out from Kiss. The chase is on as they've got the black hole to come through onto this puck. They've got the damage for sure. And down will go Cuckoo over bottom.
Now normally, whenever you spend a black hole like that, like Hezu, like I said, he's been waiting, and we said that it's about the threat of the black hole. TNC ideally need to punish this. They haven't used Ravage since Sam H has used it once on the Lycan in the mid lane.
I could do this all day.
Since then, it seems like they just don't want to commit it, and they're trying to play the black hole theory where it's just keep it as a threat.
Homie, let's keep talking. Sam H has made his way to a Blink Dagger, and if there was ever a time to use Ravage, that has to be the signal, but the problem is that you have to deal with Aegis now. Aegis on the Monkey King. That was more of a farming Aegis for Resolution, but they can turn it into a fighting Aegis once Resolution completes out this Shadow Blade.
2 years over here, making a spot Raven, the Ever Stop not going anywhere close for the rest of the game. But actually, they might just lose this Rubik. He's got in a little bit too far. There's the kill for Raven. And on the back line, you take a look at the Street Coil comes down to 2 as well. The Raptor coming out onto a couple of these heroes. The black hole is not going to be there for this. He's over bottom. But it's that the is continuing to try going on Raven. Raven going to get chased down by Matt. All the way down the spike. Continues on forward past the tier 2. Has the sword crest on Raven. A couple of shots might be enough. Damage comes over the Anchor Smash. Throw him up, and now they try to turn around. They've got this Essence Spirit. Great thing to get that Echo Stop coming through. But on the front lines right now, Wukong Smack comes up from Resolution. It might be enough to get the kill on the Kuku. Gets Uzo and is able to get away from the side of OG.
That's 6k net worth advantage being flexed right there. They used Ravage, they used Dream Coil, and for a brief moment, OG looked like they might have lost the fight, but Resolution was in that fight now. They may get mad, it's trying to escape.
They've got Mad getting chased out by Sam H, but into the hands of OG he will go, but it doesn't look like OG are really looking to fight too much. They're on the retreat as Kuku continues to move on forward, but he's stunned up by Kezu. Israel forward as well as Gush onto this Enigma. TNC pushing him to the other side of the river.
OG don't want to fight. Even though they have the Aegis, there's no reason to spend it. They don't have the black hole right now. OG can take aggression whenever they want, because TNC are not being the ones who are confident enough to take the fight. Like now, this is the movement that they wanted to make, or what should have been made earlier. They were like, oh, let's be willing to spend cooldowns like that. And now, Puck on the run, get away from the fly.
He's got that haste to work with, and it's not a lot of heroes here inside of a field bar commit.
Oh, he gets Maledicted actually.
So they might be able to get this, but the Dream Coil comes out on 2. They've actually forced out the Dream Coil to come out over top, and that is almost the signal where OG can kind of continue to put.
Yeah, they're pinging off that top tier 1. Resolution camping behind it, but most likely TNC are not interested in defending it. Ravage still down for another 35 seconds. Until that spell comes back up, Sam H and the rest of TNC are just going to play cool.
Take a look at Raven's item progression. Santiago also has that BKB finish. It's at 10 seconds. So for the next fight, you think that's worth enough for them to be able to maybe be the aggressors instead of trying to play the counterplay?
That and the Blink Dagger Ravage. But that tier 1 goes down fairly quickly. They still have Necrobook 3 on Mad, so they may take the tier 2 for free as well, which I wouldn't really blame TNC. Like at this point, your best bet at this point on high ground.
Radiant's top tower
Continuing to push right now is OG, not getting the Necro book just yet. They might actually just try to push all the way through into the tier 3.
Radiant's top tower is under
TNC is their work out. Back-to-back team fights, and then take so many structures, which, you know, Control Warlord's a very strong pusher, but Battle Trance is most useful when you've got other right-clickers on your team, and Control has no one really to synergize with that Battle Trance. So, yes, lyrical theory of the 250 damage, 25 talent on Tidehunter, maybe that's the play, but until then, Battle Trance is just going to be used to Control Warlord.
Arm of these Keswick's Shadow Blade next with trying to get more positioning out for that black hole. And he comes out. No Echo Stomp gonna hit. Cuckoo able to walk away, and take a look at what Cuckoo's got. He's got the Veil. He's also getting the Ag, so he's trying to really make sure those BKBs don't mean much on the side of OG. That's an item that's really worth it for this talk.
The idea is that you want to have to deal with all these BKBs that both are out and will eventually come out. Right now, Enigma has a BKB on the side of OG, Lycan has a BKB on the side of OG. I wouldn't be surprised if Resolution, oh, he is going for one. He actually almost has it completed. Most important item to pick up is that Kezu has now freshly completed a Shadow Blade. So he has BKB, Blink, and Shadow Blade all completed. And I think it's in OG's best interest to keep this secret for as long as possible.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
To TNC, they look to be moving forward for what seems to be the first time in this game.
It does seem that way. At least the first time they moved as a unit. We've seen Cuckoo kind of messing around, cutting some creepways, moving forward. We've seen Troll Warlord every once in a while, but they moved as a unit. It was underneath smoke, and OG were aware that no one's on the map. They backed it off, and right now they're trying to keep things as quiet as possible because his Shadow Blade initiation from Kezu could be game-winning.
Now it's also looking for the refresher where he is so farmed up, third in the network, one on top. Inside TNC is Raven, but that's not just Raven.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, and more often than not, it's Raven who works constantly. Right now, Cuckoo not really been able to find the opportunities that Puck is known for, and part of that is definitely credit to OG, but also part of it just seems to be shot clock. Now they're taking this tier 2 top, they've hit it for him, so 1 free tower claimed in return. A little bit of math control.
Got waves.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, right.
Radiant's
both teams are
bottom
gonna
tower is under attack.
Potential 145 seconds. Surprisingly, neither team has mission around the pit, but that's not really like both in there. Eidolon's there. Side of TNC, I guess you can dominate a creep with 500 market creep in there, but next big engagement. I'm leaning towards OG mainly because of all these BKBs, but TNC, KMH manages to get the upper hand against the Ravage off. Control Warlord very quickly blows it up. Control has a Blink Dagger of his own. Get a Ravage, activate Battle Trance, just go in on Kezu. If you eliminate that black hole, then all of a sudden fight it.
Smoke up the one and try to fight over bottom. You take a look, and team's gonna lead the way. Man's gonna do that. Try and chase under the sidecar. They move on forward with the token. He's sitting on a creep. Now they're trying to get around him, but there's the patient. He's okay for now. He's gonna be able to move himself away. It does not look like he's gonna take it out, and man will get the kill. Echo Stomp gets got it.
I keep looking at OG and I'm like, Dire Ward. More people go around a high priority.
Dire are scanning.
All around. They're ready to fight. Right now, they're gaining some control around the court.
A prize.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Stay near.
This sustains, gold remains.
Dire are scanning. Radiant are scanning. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
You feed the crabs now. The wages of fear. Illusion.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Once they claimed that Aegis, they should have started placing some aggressive wards on the OG half of the map. I guess the problem is that because they lost that gem off of Sam H's gem that was on Cuckoo, that means that if they place wards and then they immediately leave the area, then those wards are basically just destined to die. And so, though they get the Aegis, they aren't really able to claim any significant map control. All they've done is taken down every single outer tower for OG, but they're still in control. Powerful, right? Especially after taking that gem.
Kind of movements benefit from this.
They can try to bang on smoke. They've had on and off success with Aegis. Like, you feel pretty confident, you have that license, you're like, okay, well, even if we don't have the vision, our troll warlord gets caught out one time, like, we'll second half of. Chances are TNC are.
They're looking to be aggressive. They've got the smoke on 4 of these Hero, Kizu, Fog, Jerix, as well as Resolution. Resolution also dealing with that double damage, so they're going to move on over bottom. They might be able to find themselves a Night Stalker, possibly Raven. Raven very far forward. Resolution just does not spot him. Able to get away. No, he's being chased.
He's the Aegis carrier. You want to pick someone off right now. It takes too much time to go through all of Raven's Aegis. Pick and get out before that Aegis becomes a factor, and you know it'll time out relatively. They do buy a smoke right. Lead Raven.
See if they can. Mid, you've got Monkey King, Resolution nearby. Without going in, but there's the Primal Spring with Shadow Wave just moving in. Side of TNC, they're up with Raven showing over. Oh, another Dream Coil from Kook. He's gonna miss the mark, and he's coming up onto the high ground, maybe over towards Man, who's gonna use that ulti just to block their way.
I didn't think OG knew that that Dream Coil was spent, because Mad walked up to that boundary room like area, but boy, I just grabbed an Invis Rune, managed to blink out during the fade time, and second too short for Kook. Being unsuccessful.
Seems like OG are going to be successful to wait out this Aegis for the most part. I mean, without an Aegis, what's TNC's...
Top lane, Black Hole! I'm sorry, what were you saying? You can ask that question again.
Oh, that was me, you know. Really bad. What's going on? I've got you on mid lane. We take a look at TNC. Tries comes over onto this Elder Titan. They've also got Sam H coming in as well as Raven. There's the Beast here coming out onto the Elder Titan. They'll get the kill with the BKB found by Raven. Now the telekinesis comes down on the back lines. We're going to take a look as now they've got Raven coming through as well as Resolution with that ulti drop down to the ground. As Mandy's going to use that shapeshift to continue to try and chase onto the side of TNC. 1437 goes in, but there's a Nightmare lock coming in. They've got the balance strike coming through. They kill all 1437. They look over at Raven, but he's still got this Aegis. There's the lockdown that they need. They're going to be able to pop the Aegis. So let's see if they can work for more or if they're going to be turned around on. They've got Tim's there about the people out on man. Raven just trying to trade these blows, but really taking low. The chase is on with the BKB pop by man. Kids are coming in. He's got a BKB as well. Raven has a lot of trouble. Dream Core drop down. This Ravage comes out, but it's just not doing enough to take out Kenzo, but it does take out man. Oh. They'll kill off Fly. Now they've got the Yules out on Resolution. Getting away is Kezu, but Chase is on from TNC. Sam H moving forward, but into the trees will go Resolution all the way out of harm's way from TNC. But I don't know if he's far enough just yet. The illusory orb not going to jaunt over to it.
All right, I found a situation where Battle Fury is not always the best item. Troll Warlord, while casually trying to 1v1 a Lycan, ended up inadvertently cleaving down a Necrobook creep, took a bunch of damage, and quickly realized, like, wait a second. I can no longer take this fight. Had to run very quickly out, but TNC had an appropriate reaction. Ravage was held until the 11th hour, came out, ended up finishing off the Lycan. It was stolen by Rubik, but Cuckoo recognized that the steal came out. He immediately jumped to the high ground, silenced the Rubik. Fly was not able to get the Yule, get out, and successfully cast that Ravage. So for the cost of the Aegis and the Troll Warlord, you were basically able to exchange cores, pick up a support, and you're down this significantly in net worth, which is down 10k right now, formerly a little bit higher. Than you're pretty happy if your team. Only thing is there was no black hole in that fight because it was spent on Cuckoo earlier.
Black hole for, despite being down 10,000 net worth, they show a lot of promise in a couple of these fights. But I feel like that's heavily reliant on no black hole for the side.
Exactly, and guess what's up? And a haste.
As the haste has the Shadow Blade trying to find a victim, but everybody from the side of TNC gone.
This is the most frustrating game to play. There are so many sources of invisibility. You've got to deal with Silver Edge of Resolution. You've got to deal with Wolves always prowling around getting all the data. Is now in the top lane.
They try to kill off Tim's, but TP is in time. Get away. Go off an axe.
Finishing off an ag is valuable. Ideally, I think they bought a second gem. Oh man, that second gem may have got, wait, no. Gem right now. Let's do a quick gem check. Am I crazy? I don't see him on couriers, don't see him on heroes. You got any more information?
I don't see gems.
I don't see gems.
Anywhere.
The gem's at.
Butterfly though.
See Butterfly? Alright. Well, I guess that's valuable also. I don't know what detection is, but right now that favors TNC if there's no detection on the side of OG. Tim's has his Aghanim Scepter now completed. He's got level 18 darkness, so he's going to be able to keep it dark a lot of the time, and normally Lycan's okay with that. Got full 1800 night vision and shapeshift, but now with an Aghanim Scepter completed on Tim's, then you have the vision disadvantage at that point.
I think it's come to a point again where both maybe waiting for Roche time.
I wouldn't be surprised. TNC are going to be more willing to find picks though. Previously it was OG who was just like, okay, you know, Roche is going to be up soon. Let's try to find someone. Let's, you know, feel okay spending a shapeshifter or a necrobook or something like that. Now with this Aghanim Scepter on Night Stalker, it's going to go the other way around. They're going to start prowling on the OG side of the map, see if they can find some picks, and hopefully they come with detection. Otherwise these wolves are going to continue scouting everything out, as now we see a wolf on the bot lane, always knowing where Raven is.
They have the knowledge where Raven is. They might have taken a look over at Tim's for just a minute, and it looks as though the side.
popped flying vision, Night Stalker. Up. Out of vision.
It's high ground. BKBs are going to be popping. Take a look over, man. He's going to be hit by that. They're going to start this off as they got the BKB popped out by Resolution. There's going to be the black hole coming through on Raven. Raven's going to be taking on this. The second one dead from the side of TNC. The chase is on a TNC. He's going to use that Hunter in the night, try and get to the high ground. He actually finds himself over by Fly. Now you take a look over at Sam H. Cuckoo, just trying to make something happen with the Ravage coming through onto Resolution as well as the Dagger. They've got the waiting with the silence up, but I don't know if they have enough. They turned it around. They cheese Zeke by this Tide Hunter. Sam H not getting away from
another
Sam
black
H.
hole.
And there's another black hole to lock in at Raven one more time, who just brought back down he goes. Both Cuckoo and Raven are dead as well as this Tide Hunter, and none of them have buyback.
Oh, they are dead. They are double dead. Night Stalker managed to get out by the skin of his teeth, but that was a buyback on the Puck. That was a buyback on the Troll Warlord. That was a buyback on the Tide Hunter. Who needs Roche when all three of your top net worth heroes are gone? Who needs tier 3s? All you need to do is break backdoor protection for those tier 4s. They want to end the game.
And GG's called. OG are going to eliminate TNC. Very hard-fought game.
49 minutes. Seems pretty extended, but OG were in the driver's seat the entire time. TNC were just too apprehensive in the early stages of the game. They had all these teamfight ultimates. They had so much farm on Tide Hunter, but they weren't really able to do it. They just kind of materialized into a Helm of the Dominator and then lack of Ravages.
Yeah, it seems like they were just very hesitant, and that's what, in my opinion, cost them the game, but panel things. Not about what I